I was in Bali a couple of months ago, and I was living in Ubud for a couple of weeks, which was up the north in the jungle. And I was going through this kind of financial situation where my bank account was going down and down and down, and I'd stopped taking on clients the way I did before. So I was going through this transition phase, and I was totally okay with using savings and just allowing whatever was going to happen. And I started to feel the weight of my experience. I started to feel the fear seeping in, the fear of what if my bank account goes to zero? What if I never sign a client again? All of these crazy things were going on in my mind. But then I went to a cafe and I went to get some food, and I was kind of stuck in my head a little bit. And I didn't experience anything out of the ordinary. I had my food, no one came really to talk to me. Why would they? I was in a terrible mood. And I just had a normal day, nothing out of the ordinary. But there was a couple of days later where I started to shift my perspective around my situation. I started to feel this sense of like, wow, this is a gift. There's an opportunity here. There's a lesson here that I'm learning. I'm letting go of the fear. I'm letting go of the uncertainty. And I'm choosing to remember my connection to everything around me. The fact that I have the power to choose. So I started my day like that. I had a different energy coming about me. I was more positive, more a better attitude. Go out to this cafe, get some food, and had this coffee. Everything was going well. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna amplify my energy even more. I'm gonna go do a spa. So I went to do a cold plunge and a sauna and a hot pool and all that stuff in this beautiful area that was, surrounded by rocks. Amazing spot. And as I was sitting there in this kind of new energy, just kind of like relaxing into this new attitude, very, very different compared to how I was feeling a couple of days previous. I started chatting to this guy, and turns out this guy was, going through some of the things that I help people with, and we started to have a conversation around working together. So what appeared to be something out of the blue was just an opportunity that just presented itself in front of me. Now, there's so many different conclusions you could bring to that, but I choose to believe in miracles. I choose to believe that we have the power to create these opportunities for ourselves. And my internal state and my subconscious and how that was aligning with me allowing those opportunities to flow to me was actually under my control. So at every moment we have a choice as to how we're aligning our subconscious and our emotional state with what we're stepping into. Who knows what could change in our life as a byproduct of that? How I'm viewing this is like we are constantly in a co-creation. We're in a co-creation where we have the ability to choose our state of being, right? And hey, we may be feeling some heavy emotions sometimes, and we feel those and we let those go. We're not saying we have to be perfect. We're saying that that's part of the perfection. But those days where we are intentionally aligning our beliefs with, hey, I allow myself to just receive the beautiful gifts that the universe is trying to give me right now. And I can go about my day and I can allow that to unfold in a way where opportunities just come to me. Or I could choose a reality where I get bogged down and I feel like I'm limited and I feel like I'm stuck in fear and I feel like this is just the way life is. And that's a choice that we all have. That's the free will that we get to choose at each and every moment that allows us to step into one timeline or another one. And even though the outside world around us may look the same, there's different things happening. There's different things unfolding. We're stepping into something new at every moment. So with all this being said, the reflection for you is, where in the last 24 hours have you chosen a reality that you then experienced, that you actually had the power to make a new choice with? And this is not to shame or to feel a sense of judgment to yourself, but just to be aware. Hey, what part did I play in that experience that I had? What part did I play in the opportunity or the lack of opportunity that I could have experienced in this moment? And then seeing that and opening up the awareness around that allows us to take back more control over our life, to say, hey, I have the power to choose at any moment what I want to step into. And then it's just about allowing the beautiful synchronicity of life to flow to us in whatever way that flows. Hopefully that resonates with you. If it did, let me know your reflections in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. And I'll see you in the next video.